When developing a mission statement for your team or organization, it's critical to involve key people whose support you count on to achieve the mission. In smaller organizations, it's easier. I think you can include everyone. In larger organizations, it may be difficult to do that, so you want to involve a cross-section of stakeholders, anybody that has a stake in the organization, that represents the company's diversity. So you want people across levels and across the country or the globe participating in some way. The more key people you involve to listen and to get involved in developing your mission statement, the more synergy and buy-in you're going to have. Don't underestimate the power of creating buy-in across your organization. You don't want a statement on the wall. Without buy-in, people aren't inspired and they're not connected to the mission, and they're not going to be connected to the team or organization. You miss out on a great opportunity to get something above and beyond what people bring to their work when they're inspired. When you involve people in the process, you are more likely to engage their minds, hearts, and spirits sooner. Successful organizations create a safe environment for people to share their highest and most important input. You might want to use a professional facilitator to help you with this process. Getting a facilitator ensures that everyone is heard and that everybody gets a say. Often the process starts with holding a series of meetings or retreats with a cross-section of the people in your organization. And the purpose here is to have a dialogue and address some of the questions that we've been discussing. In a larger organization, they may have each top manager also facilitate the meeting instead of using a facilitator with their teams, and then those managers incorporate that input into the broader mission statement. But successful companies don't stop there. On an ongoing basis, your organization needs to encourage discussion and debate about whether the decisions the organization is making are in line with its broader mission. For example, one of our clients, Media General, the Florida Communications Group, FCG, as they like to call themselves, tasked us with the important project of helping them create a mission statement that would re-energize the workforce and customers alike. FCG is a media organization that includes a newspaper, a TV station, and an internet news business. After holding a series of retreats for its leadership team across all three businesses, or platforms as they like to call them, the company defined its mission as, "We enrich lives, build community, and fuel democracy." They used this higher purpose mission statement to assess whether the organization's strategies and day-to-day decisions were in alignment with the ultimate direction. FCG's then president, Ron Redfern, said, and I'm quoting here, "Our purpose is about the impact we have on the lives of our customers, and even bigger, on democracy in our community, state, and country. With our mission firmly in place, we can remind ourselves whenever we get off purpose." When determining your mission, be extra conscious that you don't drive your organization with a limiting direction that can destabilize your personal life, health, and the personal lives of the team you're leading. An example is expressing a drive for just making money. Whether explicit or implicit, a mission that focuses on making money or consistently beating the competition is a negative driver. It won't stand the test of time. When your mission isn't about a higher purpose, employees will begin to feel that only a select few will benefit or profit from their sweat. And worse, some may start to put money over your customer satisfaction or even ethics. If your mission statement does not express a higher purpose, you simply can't tap into people's deep need to have more meaning and passion in their work. When you're ready, schedule a meeting with your key stakeholders to have a meaningful dialogue about what your organization's true direction is, or what some people call your true north. I'd like to now talk just a little bit about the logistics. So, what are some of the questions that you want to begin asking each other as you take a look at your mission for your team or organization? The first question: what is the ultimate purpose of working together as a team or as an organization? Secondly, you might want to ask, who are we trying to impact, and how and why is that important? Thirdly, what will be our highest and best results for those that we're serving? In the larger organization, if you have a full room of people, and at FCG we had well over 100, you want to break people into groups of 8 to 10 so that people can consider the questions I just outlined in their smaller groups. Everybody gets more airtime, and they have more of an opportunity to really be heard. Each small group then comes up with a draft of their mission statement. And once the small groups have developed that draft, typically each group picks someone from their group to be the reporter to the larger group. This person will be sharing the draft that their small group came up with, as well as what actually happened, what was the process that they used to come up with that draft. So, to summarize the logistics of that, let's take a look at the following graphic. First, you want to list the mission statements that each group designed, and you want to make sure that everybody can see them. So putting them across the walls of the room in your conference center or your training room or the retreat center that you might be at is a great way for everybody to see. Secondly, you want to identify what are the common themes across all these different flip charts. What do we see across all the small groups? Thirdly, you want to eliminate the duplicates. And then you want to, through the conversation, begin to narrow down to the 2 or 3 statements that the entire large group feels most closely captures your mission and can be easily merged to incorporate the other most important common themes. Fourthly, you want to determine who else needs to give input before the mission development process can be finalized. Fifth, you want to decide who will take the input and craft the next version. I got to say, it's very difficult to have a large group doing so many different things and trying to hone or cull your mission statement. You have their input, but what you want to do at this point is make it a draft. And then you want to just share that draft with the rest of the organization and request that they give input in a variety of different ways. Sometimes you might have them complete an online survey, or you might ask people who are in the group to be ambassadors of sorts, going back to people within their part of the organization and asking their input. So the purpose here is to really fine-tune. Developing a team or organization's mission can be a rejuvenating and inspiring process. And it can also be chaotic and a little disconcerting. Remember, it's important to continue to communicate the mission consistently and often. It is your touchstone for big decisions. In closing, it's important that your mission statement for yourself, your personal mission, lines up with your team or organizations. Look at them together and ask yourself the following questions. What are the ways that your personal mission lines up with your team or organizations? What doesn't line up or seems to be in conflict? What are some of your ideas for bridging these gaps that you see? And lastly, what will you do to ensure everyone involved understands and works with a focus on your mission? When you have a strong mission and it aligns with your team or organizations, you and your organization are on the way to creating significance for your customers and for yourselves. In our next segment, we'll be focusing on developing your vision or where you see yourself going. Now that you have a mission for yourself and for your team or organization, defining where you'd like to go gets grounded in the essence of who you are so that you can always remind yourself about what is on purpose for you.